What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Uber Cooled Garage. On this week's episode, we will be taking the ghia apart, getting everything situated and ready for that thing to go up for sale. If you guys are interested, go ahead and leave a comment and I will get back to you. Or check me out on Instagram at ubercooled_garage. And DM me and I will get right back to you. So we will get right into it and hope you guys enjoy. Those turned out awesome. Just did the nutserts in there with the stainless bolts. Brings a little bit of character back here. That way it's just not just a regular boring plain panel, but it's still kind of stock, so you know people won't veer away from the super custom stuff. So looks really good, turned out awesome. Going to do the next one probably off camera, and then gotta test fit the doors, find out where the holes on those are, and then we will get the fronts done and just keep pushing to get this car closer to being ready for sale. So we'll move on to the next part. I got the passenger side panel done. Put the bolts in this one as well. That way it just brings a little bit more character. That way it's not just a weird flat panel. The dip right there is actually for the window crank. So that will get cut in as soon as it goes on the door. That way it lines up perfectly. You may have noticed that I put some silver insulation in here as well. So it puffed up the panel quite a bit, so it's nice and squishy. You can't hear any of it. So super squishy, and it'll help with sound too. That way the doors are pretty thin. It'll be a little bit quieter in the cab. So other than that, this turned out awesome. You can see it kind of bowed this out a little bit, which is completely fine. Because that will do the same, and so will the door handle, and also all of the screws will puff around it as well. So looks really good. It's about 11 o'clock at night tonight, so I will install this probably tomorrow. If not, I'll probably install it after work the day after. So this turned out pretty good. Now we'll move on to the driver's side. Alright guys, I guess it's time to start ripping this thing apart. Pull the motor out, get the engine bay all cleaned up and ready for the next person, and not really looking forward to tearing this apart, but yeah, I think it's just about time. So it's been about an hour or so. Sorry I didn't film it. It's difficult to get a good angle in the car, but I got the entire turbo system off. So now I gotta pull the headers, the oil feed line, the up pipe, and then I'm going to pull the wiring harness, drain the oil, pull the oil cooler out, all that stuff. Get all those lines from underneath out, and then we should be pretty close to pulling the motor out. So in total it's 2 to 3 hour job to yank the motor out. Not really too big of a deal. Pretty simple to pull. So we'll now that I'm on the outside of the car, I'll film the rest of it. That way you guys can see. So we'll keep getting this thing torn apart. Alrighty, so got all the cooling system off, even the crossover pipes and all that is all off. Everything's pretty much ready. So just got the 4 bolts that are bolted into the transmission, and then we'll yank this thing out. I think I'll drop it out, set it on a cart, maybe, hopefully either that, or I will pull the headers off and pull it up and out, but then I have to take off the deck lid, and I don't really feel like doing that. So we will probably just drop it out, set it on a cart, and then get it out, and then we can clean up the engine bay a little bit. I'm planning on undercoating the entire engine bay and everything underneath, get it all nice and clean, and then should be pretty close to ready for sale. As you can tell, she does not want to come out. So if you guys remember correctly, I put this motor in without any of the front cover on, or the harmonic balancer. So it doesn't quite fit coming out. So I ended up, it's kind of hard to see, ended up taking the studs off of the adapter plate to try and get the motor up and out. But, you know, I'm an idiot, and definitely when I strap the motor up to the engine hoist, I wrap the fuel lines in it as well. So I'm going to undo the rubber lines, straighten them out, and then as I jack up the motor, I'm going to try and slide those out. So that also means that I'm too close there, so I'm gonna have to pull the deck lid off, but that's all right. Couple bolts, no big deal, and then we'll get this thing out of here. Alrighty, so that's it. No more motor. Now it's time to clean all this stuff up, lay some undercoating and some paint, and then we are good to go back here. There's a couple spots that I have to take the grinder along this edge, you know, brush it out, make sure it's nice and smooth, so then the next owner doesn't slice himself or herself wide open. Other than that, it's pretty clean in here. I'm going to make new panels to go in here just to clean it up, make it look nice. So we're looking pretty good. Couple more things to do on the interior, and then I'm going to touch up some paint on the outside of the car, and it should be ready. So keep pushing forward and get this thing sold. Alright, so we're gonna be working into the night tonight, so I'm gonna try and get the best lighting that I can. So you saw me go through and shave down everything, get it all nice and smooth. That way nobody slices themselves when they go to put in a motor. So everything is all shaved down, starting to soak the whole thing in simple green, and then I will hose all this out very carefully. That way I don't fill up the trans with water or fill anything else with water that I don't want. And then I'm going to be painting the trans, and then hopefully coating the whole inside of the engine bay and the inside of the kind of the package, what used to be the package tray. So we're gonna start getting this all cleaned up. well, I put in a different light so then you guys might be able to see. It is pitch black dark outside, but I'm gonna keep pushing to get this thing done. I want to try and post it on Monday. So you saw me get everything masked off that I didn't want painted. Painted the trans, the axles, the tranny rays. Everything looks really good. Now I'm going to undercoat everything under here. I attempted to use my small paint gun, but that didn't have a big enough tip in it, so now I'm going to use the big one and see if I can get it to spray out properly. You can see a little bit of it right there. It just was not wanting to come out, so change up the tip and we'll try this out and see how it goes. Alright guys, that's all I have for you this week. We are going to probably have one more episode on the ghia, and then that might be like a halfway farewell video, kind of a video montage of where it started and where it's at the moment, and then hopefully somebody will come pick it up. But I have already started working on a video for the bug, so that will hopefully be out shortly. We're gonna start jumping into the bug extremely hard, so hopefully the ghia sells pretty quick, so then we can really start jamming on the bug. So we will see you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys.